Tired of your racing mind stealing your sleep and sabotaging your day? In this audiobook, you'll get a proven 12-chapter blueprint to silence anxiety every single time. No fluff, just results. Welcome to Audiobook World, your go-to for self-improvement masterclasses in audio form. Discover 3 game-changing takeaways: the breath reset that calms chaos in seconds, the shadow naming trick that shrinks fears instantly, and the daily ritual that builds unbreakable inner peace. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications for more life hack audiobooks, then use the timestamps below to jump straight to any chapter. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a stormy sea, waves crashing wildly, thunder rumbling in your chest. Your mind races like that tempest, thoughts colliding, fears pulling you under. What if I told you there's a hidden anchor right within you that can still those waters every single time? Not a trick, not a pill, but a quiet power you've always carried. Stay with me. This isn't just a listen, it's your escape hatch from the chaos. Let's dive in together, and by the end, your mind will thank you. Chapter 1. The Silent Storm Within. Imagine this. It's the dead of night, and you're alone in your bed, but sleep evades you like a shadow slipping through your fingers. Your heart thuds against your ribs, a relentless drumbeat echoing the chaos in your head. Thoughts crash like waves in a furious ocean, one about that unfinished email, another about the what-ifs of tomorrow, and beneath it all, a deep, gnawing fear that whispers you're not enough. You toss, you turn, you clench the sheets until your knuckles whiten. Sound familiar? This isn't just a bad night. It's the silent storm within, the one your anxious mind unleashes without warning, pulling you into depths you never chose. But right here, in this moment, as my words reach you, feel the first spark of something unbreakable, a quiet knowing that this storm isn't your master. It's time to face it, not with fists raised, but with eyes wide open. That storm, my friend, isn't some random intruder. It's born in the fertile soil of your own mind, a garden you've tended without realizing it. Picture your thoughts as seeds scattered on rich earth. Some are roses of hope and clarity, blooming soft and steady, but the weeds, the doubts, the replays of past mistakes, the endless projections of failure, they sprout unchecked, twisting into thorns that choke out the light. Anxiety thrives here because we let it. We water it with every unchecked worry, every late-night scroll through worst-case scenarios, every time we believe the voice that says, "What if it all falls apart?" I've seen it in so many lives, felt its grip myself. There was a time when my own mind was a whirlwind, replaying conversations I'd botched, imagining bridges burning before I even crossed them. Days blurred into nights of exhaustion, not from action, but from the invisible battle raging inside. Yet here's the foundation of everything we're about to uncover together. Your mind is not a prison, it's a landscape you can reshape. The core truth, the one that changes everything, is this: awareness is the sunlight that burns away the weeds. Not force, not endless positive affirmations shouted into the void, but simple, gentle witnessing. Right now, pause with me. Place your hand on your chest. Feel the rise and fall of your breath, the subtle rhythm that's been there all along, steady as the tide. That's your first anchor. Notice the thoughts swirling, the one about the bill you can't pay, the friend who might drift away, the dream that feels just out of reach. Don't fight them, don't label them good or bad. Just see them, like clouds drifting across a vast sky. They come, they shift, they go. In that seeing, the storm loses its fury. It becomes motion, not menace. Let me take you deeper into this awakening. Think of Elena, a single mother I once knew, whose days were a blur of carpools, deadlines, and dinners scraped together from leftovers. her nights pure torment. One evening, as rain hammered her window like accusatory fists, she sat up, tears streaming, convinced her life was unraveling. "Why me?" she whispered to the empty room. But then, in a moment of raw desperation, she tried something simple. She watched, she named the storm: fear of failing my kids, dread of the empty bank account, shame over the dreams I shelved. No judgment, just observation. And in that naming, cracks appeared in the chaos. The thoughts slowed, like a record player winding down. By morning she rose not fixed, but lighter, with a sliver of space where peace could root. This is your foundation, listener. The realization that anxiety isn't an enemy to conquer. It's a signal, a messenger from the untended parts of your inner garden. It rises when we live on autopilot, chasing external fixes while the real work blooms within. Science echoes this ancient wisdom. Your brain's default mode network, the chattering storyteller, quiets when you turn the spotlight of attention upon it. Studies from mindful researchers show that just 10 minutes of non-judgmental awareness can shrink the amygdala, the fear center, by rewiring neural pathways over time. But this isn't about data. It's about you, feeling the shift right now. Close your eyes if you can. Scan your body. Where does the storm live? Tight shoulders, racing pulse, a knot in your gut. Breathe into it. Watch it without gripping. Feel the edges soften, the intensity ebb, like ice melting under a warm sun. Now, let's reflect on what this means for your life. Awareness isn't passive. It's the gardener's first tool, sharp and precise. It cuts through illusion, revealing that the storm's power comes from your belief in its permanence. You've given it a throne, but you can dismantle it, brick by brick. Remember Marcus, the architect whose blueprints for buildings were flawless, yet his mind built towers of terror over every client meeting. He started small, 3 minutes each morning, sitting quietly, watching his worries parade by like actors on a stage. No script changes, just observation. Weeks in, those towers crumbled. Projects soared. Relationships deepened. He didn't silence the thoughts. He stopped being their captive audience. This chapter plants the seed of your transformation. You are the observer, eternal and untouched by the passing weather of your mind. Every anxious flutter is a chance to practice, to reclaim the garden as your own. Feel that power stirring. It's not borrowed. It's yours, awakening now. We've laid the ground, solid, fertile, ready for growth. But awareness alone is the soil. To truly quiet the storm, we need the breath, the life force that fans the flames of calm. As we turn toward that vital next step, carry this with you. In the heart of every tempest lies the eye of stillness, waiting for your gaze. You've taken the first stride. Let it settle deep. Chapter 2. Breathe into being. Feel the air caught in your throat, thick and heavy, as if the weight of the world presses down on every inhale. Your chest rises shallow, erratic, like a bird trapped in a shrinking cage, wings fluttering against invisible bars. Panic edges in, sharpening every sense, turning the ordinary into a threat. This is the moment your body betrays you, locking into survival mode while your mind screams for escape. But what if I told you that very breath, the one you're taking right now, ragged or steady, holds the key to unlocking that cage? Not tomorrow, not after therapy or pills, but in this instant. Lean in close. This chapter isn't theory, it's your lifeline, pulling you from the undertow into the vast ocean of calm. Let's breathe life back into you. Breath is no mere habit. It's the primal rhythm of existence, the bridge between chaos and center. When anxiety surges, your body shifts gears, heart racing, muscles coiling, breath shortening to frantic sips that starve your cells of peace. This is the sympathetic nervous system firing, evolution's alarm for saber-toothed tigers that no longer prowl our streets. Yet here we are, hijacked by emails and arguments, breathing like we're running for our lives. The revelation, the core of this chapter, is that intentional breath flips the switch. It activates the parasympathetic response, rest, digest, repair, flooding your system with calm as reliably as flipping a light. No equipment, no guru required, just you, reclaiming the most basic gift of being alive. Try it with me now, wherever you are. Inhale slowly through your nose, count to 4. Feel your belly expand, not your chest. Hold for 4, a gentle pause where worries can't follow. Exhale through your mouth for 6, long and complete, pushing out the tension like smoke from a clearing room. Do it again. Notice the shift, the softening jaw, the slowing pulse, the mind's chatter fading to a distant hum. This isn't magic. It's physiology meeting presence. Your vagus nerve, that wandering highway of calm, lights up, dialing down cortisol, easing inflammation, rewriting stress at its source. Science from labs at Harvard and Stanford confirms it. Structured breathing slashes anxiety markers in minutes, building resilience with daily practice. Let me paint a picture from life. Meet Javier, a firefighter whose days blurred with sirens and smoke, nights haunted by flashbacks that stole his sleep. One dawn, after a call that nearly broke him, he collapsed on his porch, breath coming in gasps. A colleague shared this simple cycle: 4 in, 4 hold, 6 out, not as a cure, but as a reset. Skeptical, Javier tried it amid the embers of his exhaustion. 10 breaths in, the vise around his chest loosened. 30 breaths later, clarity emerged. He returned to work, not armored in tension, but anchored. Shifts transformed. His family noticed the man return. Breath didn't erase the fires. It freed him to face them. Dive deeper with me into why this works so profoundly. Breath is your direct line to the autonomic nervous system, that backstage crew running your body's show. Shallow breathing keeps you revved in sympathetic overdrive, perpetuating the anxiety loop. But extend that exhale, lengthen the out-breath, and you signal safety. Oxygen saturates tissues. Carbon dioxide balances. Brain waves slow from beta frenzy to alpha waves of serene focus. Imagine it as tuning a radio from static storm to crystal symphony. I've witnessed this in boardrooms, where executives mid-panic presentation would slip into a covert breath cycle, emerging composed, sealing deals that fear nearly derailed. It's not suppression, it's sovereignty, choosing your state amid the storm. Reflect on this truth. Every breath is a vote for peace or panic. In moments of spiral traffic jam fury, argument heat, bedtime dread, return here. Make it a ritual. Morning coffee, 4 cycles before the first sip. Before sleep, 6 rounds to melt the day's residue. Feel the power compound. Neurons forge new paths. Habits solidify. One study tracked anxious professionals practicing box breathing daily. Within weeks, self-reported calm soared 40%. Sleep deepened. Relationships mended. But beyond numbers, it's the felt shift. The moment breath becomes being, where you embody stillness rather than chase it. Consider Lena from our last chapter. Her garden overgrown, she layered breath onto awareness, inhaling possibility, exhaling doubt. Driving to that dreaded meeting, she breathed through red lights, arriving not frayed, but focused. Praise followed. Confidence bloomed. Breath amplifies every tool we'll explore. It's the wind that scatters clouds, revealing the sky beneath. Envision your days rewoven. That argument with a loved one? Breathe first, respond from center. The deadline avalanche, cycles between tasks, sustaining flow. Breath turns reactivity into response, victimhood into victory. It's spiritual too. The ancients called it prana, chi, ruach, the life force animating form. In Jewish mysticism, God's first gift to humanity was breath. Reclaim it, and you touch divinity. You felt it now, this intimate power pulsing through you. Breath isn't borrowed. It's your essence, always available, waiting for invitation. We've ignited the flame. Steady, warm, expansive. Yet even as breath centers you, shadows linger unnamed, feeding the undercurrent. To fully dispel them, we must call them into light. As your chest rises and falls with newfound ease, sense the doorway opening. The next chapter awaits, ready to name what breath alone whispers. Chapter 3. Name the shadows. Picture a figure huddled in the dim glow of a single lamp, shadows stretching long across the walls like accusing fingers. The air thickens with unnamed dread, a vague fog of everything's wrong coiling tighter with every shallow breath. It whispers without form, growing monstrous in the silence, feeding on your confusion until you can't tell where you end, and the fear begins. Heart-hammering, palms slick. You pace the room, trapped in its grip. But suddenly, a spark ignites. What if shining a single word on that darkness could make it flee? Not a shout, not a battle cry, but a quiet naming that strips away its cloak. You're on the edge of revelation now. This chapter hands you the lantern. Step forward with me. The shadows can't hide when you call their true names. At the heart of persistent anxiety lies vagueness, that insidious mist where fears multiply unchecked. I'm overwhelmed becomes a black hole, sucking in every worry without boundary. The core truth here, the one that liberates, is precision. Naming the shadow dissolves its power, spigot exact. I'm terrified of losing my job because I blanked in that interview. Or, I'm ashamed that I yelled at my child again. This isn't analysis paralysis. It's alchemy. By articulating the fear with crystal clarity, you externalize it, turning an internal tyrant into a mere object on the table. No longer omnipotent, it shrinks, manageable, human scale. You've stepped from victim to cartographer, mapping the terrain instead of lost in it. Feel the profundity of this shift. Naming activates the prefrontal cortex, your brain's executive suite, overriding the amygdala's raw alarm. Neuroimaging reveals it. Vague threats light up fear circuits wildly. Specific labels dial them down by 30% or more, as confirmed in labs studying emotional regulation. But this transcends science. It's ancient soul work. Shamans named spirits to bind them. Poets named grief to tame it. In your life, it's the difference between drowning in failure and navigating this one missed deadline. Try it now. Whisper your biggest shadow aloud or in your mind. Say sit full, unvarnished. Feel the release. The knot loosens because truth illuminates. Let me draw you into a story that breathes this alive. Sarah was a high school teacher. Her classroom a whirlwind of 30 adolescents, papers avalanching, parents emailing fire. Evenings dissolved into a haze of I can't do this, her body aching from tension she couldn't pinpoint. One rainy afternoon, napkin in hand at a diner, she forced the words, fear that Tommy will drop out because I didn't notice, dread that principal sees me as incompetent, exhaustion from hiding my tears. Pen to paper, the list grew. 5 shadows, stark and specific. As she read them back, something cracked open. No solutions yet, just space. Next day, she addressed Tommy directly. The principal praised her honesty. The fog lifted, teaching reignited. Naming didn't fix her world, it freed her to shape it. Delve deeper with this practice. Journaling amplifies it. 10 minutes nightly, bullet points of precise fears. No sort of or maybe own the exact shape. Speak them to a mirror, voice steady, eyes locked, or confide in a trusted ear. The act of voicing carving deeper grooves of release. Watch patterns emerge, many shadows cluster around old wounds. Rejection echoes, perfection's whip. Naming reveals their echoes, not eternal truths. I've seen it transform lives. Take Raj, an engineer whose innovation stalled under imposter syndrome. He named it belief that my accent makes colleagues doubt my code. Worry that one bug erases years of wins. Shared in a team huddle, support flowed, breakthroughs followed. Precision begets power. Reflect on the spiritual layer. Shadows unnamed fester like unconfessed sins in sacred texts. Named, they transmute into teachers. This is your inner exorcism. No rituals, just raw honesty. It builds emotional literacy, the muscle that quiets the mind long-term. Studies from emotion researchers like Lisa Feldman Barrett show granular naming enhances regulation, reducing overall anxiety by rewiring how you process feeling. Yet it's the heart shift that endures, from overwhelmed to empowered, from hiding to claiming your story. Envision daily integration. Morning coffee? Name the day's anticipated shadows preemptively. Midday spiral? Pause. Label aloud in your car. This is anger at the delay, not doom. Bedtime? Review and rename the day's ghosts. Consistency turns it to instinct. Lena, our gardener from chapter 1, paired it with breath, exhaling each named fear. Her meetings became arenas of poise. Javier the firefighter named flashbacks mid-shift. This is memory of the collapse, not current flame. Response sharpened. Live saved. You've claimed this tool now, lantern in hand. Shadows retreating at your word. The mist clears, revealing contours you can navigate. Yet even named, they pull from the abstract to root you fully, and now we drop into the vivid world of senses. As clarity dawns within, a new anchor beckons. Let this naming settle like dew on dawn grass, priming you for the grounded immersion ahead. Chapter 4. The anchor of the senses. Your mind catapults you into tomorrow's catastrophe or yesterday's regret. A runaway train hurtling through tunnels of what-ifs, leaving the solid ground beneath you forgotten. The world blurs, heart slamming, vision narrowing, as if the room itself conspires to spin. You're adrift in a sea of abstraction, waves of worry crashing without mercy. But stop, right here. What if the very air around you, the textures under your fingers, the sounds brushing your ears, could haul you back to shore in seconds? Not escape, but arrival, fully, fiercely present. This isn't a distraction, it's your unbreakable tether. Grab hold with me now. The senses are calling you home. When thoughts spiral untethered, you live in the mind's ghost realm, insubstantial, exhausting, primed for panic. The profound anchor of this chapter is the sensory plunge, diving into sight, sound, touch, smell, taste, to reclaim the now. This 5-4-3-2-1 method isn't whimsy. It's your emergency lifeline, yanking neural focus from fear's fiction to reality's richness. Name 5 things you see, 4 you can touch, 3 you hear, 2 you smell, 1 you taste. Instantaneously, the prefrontal cortex engages, grounding the limbic storm. Research from trauma experts like Peter Levine shows it interrupts dissociation, restoring coherence in under a minute. Your body, long ignored, becomes the vessel of salvation. Do it with me. In this breath. Look around, 5 visuals. The grain of wood on your table, deep brown, swirling like rivers. The soft curve of a lamp's glow, casting amber pools. A shadow playing on the wall from swaying branches outside. The faint smudge on your phone screen from thumbprints past. The steady blue of your own veins under wrist skin. Now touch 4, the cool metal of your ring, spinning freely, fabric of your sleeve, threads rough under fingertips, smooth leather of a chair arm, yielding slightly, your own thigh beneath, warm muscle alive with pulse. Here 3, distant hum of traffic weaving stories, your breath's whisper, soft and insistent, a clock's subtle tick, marking only this moment. Smell 2, faint citrus from breakfast lingering, sharp and alive. Earthy trace of your own skin after the day. Taste 1, the subtle salt on your lips, grounding you utterly. Feel it. The spin stops. You've landed. Let this come alive through Tomos, a veteran whose nights replayed desert blasts in vivid horror. Crowds triggered it, sudden roar of voices morphing into explosions. One therapy session, his counselor guided the senses amid a mock spiral. 5 sights in this room, she urged. He scanned. Counselor's steady eyes, green bookshelf spines, faded gold windows, dust motes dancing. Touches followed. Armrests weave, paper's crisp edge. Sounds his own ragged exhale. Street murmur outside. Smells, old books must. Her faint lavender. Taste mint from gum he'd chewed. The flashback fractured. Home that night, alone with shadows rising, he anchored solo. Sleep returned. Life expanded. Senses didn't erase scars, they carved space around them. Unpack the depth here. Senses bypass the thinking mind, engaging the somatic self, your body's innate intelligence. In anxiety's grip, dissociation reigns. You float above flesh, untethered. This technique reunites you, firing sensory neurons that flood the brain with concrete data, starving abstract dread. It's embodied spirituality. Ancient monks used it in zazen, feeling the mat beneath to dissolve illusion. Modern mindfulness apps echo it, but stripped bare. It's primal, your birthright. I've seen it in high-stakes moments. A surgeon mid-operation, pulse spiking before incision, drops to senses, sterile gloves, latex scent, scalpel's cool weight, monitors beep, precision returns, or a parent in toddler tantrum chaos, anchoring to toys plastic clack, milk's sweet vapor, child's flushed cheek. Patience blue. Weave it into your rhythm. Traffic jam fury. 5 sights on the dashboard. 4 dashboard textures. Arguments heat. 3 room sounds. 2 fabric feels. Insomnia's grip. Full cycle before eyes close. Layer with prior tools. Name the shadow. Then sense anchor. Sarah the teacher. Post-napkin clarity. Used it in hallway stampedes. Kids' laughter layers. Chalk dust whiff. Linoleum squeak under shoe. Overwhelm transmuted to flow. Javier breathed into it. Firefighter steady. Amid hose sprays chill. Rubber boot grip. Acrid smoke tang. Mastery compounds. Ponder the poetry. Senses are portals to the eternal now, where anxiety's timeline dissolves. Past regrets, untouchable in present scent. Future phantoms, muted by tangible touch. This cultivates interoception, inner body awareness that quiets the mind proactively. Studies from UC San Francisco's anxiety clinic track practitioners. After 4 weeks, episodes halved, presence tripled. Spiritually, its incarnation, God in the grit of soil, the symphony of rain. You touch the divine ordinary. Embody this anchor now. Feel its weight, solid and sure. The abstract yields to a live immediacy. Yet words unspoken still echo, scripting the inner narrative. To reshape that tale, we turn inward next. With senses alive around you, the stage sets for rewriting your mind's deepest story. Step through, awakened and ready. Chapter 5. Rewrite the inner script. Hear that relentless voice in your head, sharp as a blade twisting in the quiet hours. You'll fail again, just like last time. You're not ready. They'll see right through you. It loops endlessly, a broken record etched into your soul, coloring every step with dread's grey pallor. Your body wilts under its verdict, shoulders slump, dreams wither, while the world moves forward without you. This isn't random noise, it's your inner script, authored long ago by stumbles and slights, now directing a tragedy you never auditioned for. But imagine seizing the pen, crossing out the lies, inscribing truth in bold strokes. Right now, as these words sink in, feel the page turning. This chapter is your rewrite. Knew it fiercely. Your story awaits resurrection. Deep at the core of chronic anxiety beats a faulty narrative, a self-fulfilling prophecy scripted in the shadows of doubt. We replay it unconsciously. I'm unworthy. Disaster looms. Control slips away. These aren't truths. They're inherited tales, reinforced by neural grooves deepened through repetition. The liberating revelation here is deliberate rewriting, interrupting the loop, questioning its authority, crafting empowering lines that align with your vast potential. This neuroplasticity in action, fire new synapses, starve the old. Brain scans from cognitive therapists reveal it plainly. Affirmative repetition thickens prefrontal pathways, diminishing the inner critic's volume over weeks. No denial required, just authorship. You become director, not extra, in your life's drama. Step into the practice with me. Pause the tape. When the old script flares, I can't handle this, halt. Ask sharply, is this helpful? True. Serving me? Rarely is the answer yes. Then rewrite. I've navigated harder storms. I adapt with grace. Speak it aloud. Feel it resonate in your chest. Repeat 3 times. Morning mirror ritual. Visualize it vividly. See yourself embodying the new line. Body tall, voice steady, outcomes unfolding favorably. Repetition etches it deep, like rivers carving canyons. This isn't Pollyanna pretense, it's precision engineering of your mental architecture. Bring it alive through Nora, a budding entrepreneur whose startup dreams drowned in self-sabotage. Pitch meetings triggered the script. They'll laugh at your idea. You're faking competence. Proposals gathered dust. One evening, notebook open, she dissected it. Unhelpful, rooted in a college rejection, not current reality. New script. My vision solves real pain. I communicate with clarity and invite collaboration. Daily recitals followed, paired with imagined boardrooms where nods replaced sneers. First pitch landed funding. Skeptics became allies. The rewrite didn't alter facts. It unleashed her latent command. Probe the layers of this power. Scripts form in childhood. Praise scarcity births not enough. Harsh words seed. Defective. Adulthood replays them in loops. Anxieties fuel. Rewriting activates the reticular activating system. Spotlighting confirming evidence for your new narrative. Athletes live this. Visualizing flawless form rewires muscle memory. You do the same for mind. Spiritually, it's akin to sacred incantations. Ancient Hebrews rewrote exile narratives into promised lands. In your quiet hours, declare, I am resilient, resourceful, rooted in possibility. Watch synchronicities bloom. Doors swing wide. Integrate daily for transformation. Journal dual columns, old script versus rewrite. Morning, 3 lines for the day ahead. Mid-crisis, whisper overrides amid chaos. Evening, affirm completions, reinforcing wins. Layer with our growing arsenal, breathe into the rewrite. Sense anchor the visualization. Marcus the architect, post-garden tending. Scripted. My designs endure. Feedback refines brilliance. Client towers rose. So did his stature. Sarah named shadows, then overwrote inadequate teacher to guide who ignites sparks. Students flourished. Her joy reignited. Tomas sensed his surroundings. Affirming veteran strength carries me steady. Contemplate the profundity. Your words are creative forces, shaping reality from ether. Biblical echoes call speech worlds into being. Quantum observers collapse waves with attention. Rewrite quiets anxiety by aligning inner dialogue with outer capacity, dissolving the disconnect that breeds fear. Longitudinal studies from positive psychology track it. 6 months of deliberate scripting halves anxiety scores, elevates life satisfaction. Yet the soul stir. You author divinity scripting, not victimhood, but victory. Feel this shift etching into you, the critic silenced, your voice rising true. The inner script renews, pages alive with possibility. Yet even rewritten words accelerate in haste's rush. True mastery blooms in deliberate space. As your narrative strengthens, a deeper rhythm calls. The power of pause, where scripts settle into wisdom. Turn the page with me. Chapter 6. The Power of Pause. Racing thoughts collide like cars in a pileup on a rain-slicked highway, horns blaring, metal screeching, your inner world erupting in a frenzy of knee-jerk reactions and half-formed regrets. You snap at a loved one, your words a whip crack before wisdom can intervene. You hit send on that heated email, fingers flying faster than reflection, decisions cascade in a blur, each one fueling the next wave of fallout. Life accelerates into a vortex where anxiety doesn't just visit, it drives. But what if one deliberate breath, one sacred gap of 5 seconds, could slam the brakes, parting the chaos like a calm eye amid the gale? This isn't delay, it's dominion. You're teetering on the brink of mastery now. Breathe with me. The power of pause is about to redefine your every moment. In the relentless churn of modern existence, hurry is anxiety's silent accomplice, propelling you from reaction to reaction without space for sovereignty. The beating heart of this chapter reveals pause as your deliberate intervention, the intentional void between stimulus and response, where reactivity dies and response is born. Insert it surgically. 5 seconds before speaking, acting, deciding. This micro gap activates the anterior cingulate cortex, your brain's conflict monitor, bridging impulse to insight. fMRI studies illuminate it. Pauses enhance decision quality, slashing regret by fostering prefrontal override of amygdala hijacks. Spiritually, it's the Sabbath rest woven into creation. Cease to truly live. No longer slave to speed, you step into the conductor's seat of your days. Embrace the practice here, in real time. Feel tension rising, an argument brewing, a choice looming. Count silently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In that expanse, questions bloom. What outcome do I truly seek? What's the wise path? Answers emerge unforced, clear as dawn light piercing fog. Train it small before sipping coffee. Let pause infuse anticipation. Between emails before scrolling. This isn't stalling, it's ripening. Over time, the habit embeds, turning frenzy to flow. You've rewired the reflex arc, inserting choice where habit once ruled unchallenged. Witness it unfold in Elena's world, the nurse whose ER shifts were marathons of mayhem codes, beeping, families wailing, charts multiplying like rabbits. Snap decisions defined her, curt words to interns, overlooked symptoms in haste. Burnout loomed, a shadow devouring her light, one mental's counsel. Pause between patience, 5 breaths deep. Skeptical amid the storm she tried. Postcode, hand on next chart, pause. Clarity surfaced, check her pupils again, saved a life. With families, pause before consoling. Words landed gentle, true, shifts stretched without shattering her. Compassion deepened. Pause didn't slow time, it expanded her within it. Unravel the profound mechanics. Rushing floods the system with adrenaline, narrowing vision to survival scan, blind to nuance. Pause dilates that tunnel, heart rate dips, perspective widens, creativity sparks. It's the artist's white space on canvas, the composer's rest note birthing melody. Ancient contemplatives mastered it. Jesuits' discernment pauses birth movements. Zen archer's breath holds loosed perfect arrows. In your arena, apply mid-meeting, pause before rebuttal, unearthing questions that build alliance. Parenting fury, gap before discipline, revealing the heart beneath the outburst. Driving rage, 5 counts at the light, transforming gridlock to meditation. Layer it masterfully. Marcus the architect paused postscript rewrite, visions sharpening into blueprints. Sarah named shadows, then paused to feel their fade. Javier breathed into pause amid flames, strategy crystallizing. Nora pitched with gaps, confidence unshakable. Tomas sensed, then paused. Flashbacks dissolving into presence. Compounding elevates. Pause amplifies every prior tool, creating symphonic calm. Ponder the soul dimension. Pause is communion with the infinite, where ego's chatter yields to deeper knowing. Mystics call it the cloud of unknowing. Embrace the void. Receive downloads. Quantum pauses in physics allow particle waves to resolve your inner pauses, resolve turmoil into tranquility. Longitudinal tracking from habit researchers shows daily inserters report 35% less anxiety, richer connections, purposeful pursuits. Yet the essence pulses in stillness. You touch eternity. Anxiety's tyranny crumbling to dust. Anchor this power within, the 5-second sanctuary, ever yours. Chaos bows before it. Yet mind and body entwine. Stagnant energy demands release through motion's grace. As pause carves your center steady, the body yearns to move. The next chapter flows us there, vitality unfolding. Chapter 7, release through movement. Your body locks rigid, a coiled spring of unspoken fury, muscles screaming silently as pent-up energy festers, like storm clouds refusing to break. Thoughts whirl faster, a toxic brew bubbling over, jaw clenched, fists balled, every nerve alight with the weight you can't shake. Sitting still only amplifies it, turning your frame into a prison where anxiety paces like a caged beast. But imagine rising, shaking loose that grip, feeling vitality surge through limbs, as if lightning courses free, not escape, but expulsion. The raw alchemy of motion discharging what words alone can't touch. This instant, wherever you sit or stand, sense the call. Your body hungers for release. Move with me now, freedom awaits in the flow. Beneath stagnant anxiety thrums trapped vitality. Somatic residue from emotional tempests that the mind alone can't purge. The radiant core of this chapter unveils movement as your natural exorcist, intentional motion to shake, stretch, stride, flushing cortisol cascades and restoring equilibrium. No marathons or memberships needed. Simple, embodied actions discharge the charge. Somatic psychology affirms it. The polyvagal theory shows rhythmic movement recalibrates the nervous system, shifting from dorsal shutdown or sympathetic surge to ventral safety in moments. Your fascia unravels, endorphins flood, brain-derived neurotrophic factor sparks renewal. Spiritually, it's the dance of creation. Eden's rivers flowing free, stagnation yielding to sacred rhythm. Ignite it immediately. Stand tall. Shake your hands vigorously for 30 seconds, as if flinging water from drenched skin, wrists loose, fingers flying. Feel the tremble ripple up arms, loosening chest's vise. Roll shoulders back in wide circles, 10 each way. Exhaling fully, march in place, knees high, arms pumping, earth connecting through soles. Or sway side to side, hips leading, a gentle wave from ancient seas. Notice the shift, heat dispersing, mind clarifying, as if a dam bursts within. This isn't exercise, it's emotional hydraulics, channeling floodwaters to fertile fields. See it transform Kai, desk-bound coder, whose code reviews ignited inner infernos, fingers frozen on keys, rage at bugs mirroring self-loathing. Afternoons dissolved into paralysis, screens blurring with unshed tension. A walking break changed it. 20 paces down the hall, arms swinging free, breath sinking to stride. Returning, lines flowed, frustration evaporated. Evolved to desk dances, seated twists, ankle circles mid-debug. Deadlines met, not muscled through, but moved beyond. Peers noticed his spark, promotions followed. Movement didn't code for him. It cleared the static for genius to emerge. Explore the depths of this liberation. Anxiety crystallizes in the body. Tight psoas from fear. Hunched traps from burden, holding trauma somatically, as Bessel van der Kolk illuminates. Movement unwinds it. Walking integrates hemispheres. Yoga binds breath to bend. Dance dissolves ego boundaries. Primal humans shook off saber hunts. You shake modern phantoms. Amid calls, pace softly, phone to ear. Legs propelling perspective. Post-argument, shadow box lightly. Punches exhaling grievance. Bedtime bind. Gentle spine undulations releasing day's coil. Contemplate the sacred synergy. Body as temple. Movement its prayer. Indigenous rituals, circled drums for healing. Sufis whirl to divine union. Your version personalizes trail hikes, whispering wisdom, living room lunges, laughing limits away. Neurostudies from movement therapists log it. Regular discharges cut anxiety 45%. Sleep deepens, mood stabilizes, mitochondria energize, inflammation dips, telomeres lengthen, longevity's gift. Yet, soul sings loudest in motion, you embody life's pulse. Anxieties freeze thawing to fluid grace. Weave it, seamless. Hourly alarms, 1-minute shakeout, meals, pre-bite arm swings. Commutes, fidget flows at lights. Markers scripted, paused, then paced, blueprints alive. Sarah named shadows, sensed class chaos, then twisted tension free between bells. Javier's fireground rituals, hose drag lunges grounding amid blaze. Kai's evolution-inspired team move breaks, innovation soared collectively. Embrace this now. Body lighter, energy liberated, mind vast. Movement transmutes poison to power. Yet amid release, the heart craves counterbalance. Gratitude's bloom, shifting scarcity's gaze. As vitality courses renewed, gratitude's garden beckons next. Flow onward with me. Chapter 8, The Garden of Gratitude. Cultivate it here. Hands in the soil. Pause daily. 3 specifics. Feel the steams curl from your morning mug, evoking comfort's embrace. The barista's nod. Human warmth threading your day. Your feet's sure grip on earth's steady pull. Seek them aloud, or scribe them, letting sensation amplify, tingle of appreciation spreading chest-wide. Evening ritual. Bedside ledger of the day's overlooked miracles. Morning priming, anticipate 3 before rising. This isn't rote, it's reverence, shifting default from deficit to divine sufficiency. Illuminate through Mia, adrift in widowhood's grey sea, after her husband's sudden passing, days blurred to numbness, nights to why me voids, bills mounted, loneliness clawed, a grief circle prompted dusk, gratitudes, warm soup from neighbor's pot, savory and sustaining, sparrows trill outside window, defiant song, steady hands folding laundry, proof of endurance, scribbled nightly, specifics pierced fog, 1 month in, smiles cracked through, she baked return soups, joined bird-watching walks, loss lingered, but light permeated, gratitude didn't resurrect, it revived her capacity to receive life's flow. Envision seamless infusion, commute 3 dashboard blessings, radio tune lifting spirits, green lights grace, safe tires humming, meals pause, savor textures crisp greens snap, warmths nourishment. Solitude, body scan thanks, lungs faithful exchange, spine's quiet support, Nora scripted pitches, then gratitude for voices resonance carrying vision. Marcus designed, thankful for pencil's glide birthing form. Tomas, anchored senses, adding veteran scars mapping strength. Sarah taught, gratitude weaving through chaos, pupils spark ignited, legacy planted. Ponder the sacred alchemy. Gratitude transmutes base metal fear to golden peace, mirroring Christ's loaves multiplied. Neurotheology, scans show it activates default mode positively, fostering self-transcendence. Indigenous earth, thanks birth reciprocity. Your version births resilience, felt deeply, it cascades, better sleep, bolder risks, magnetic relations. Mia's garden bloomed communal, yours will too. Roots deepen now. Abundance rising, yet shields falter without boundaries. Unprotected soil invites weeds. With gratitude's petals unfolding, sacred lines await drawing. Venture forward, fortified. Chapter 9, Boundaries as Shields. Imagine your energy as a luminous flame flickering wildly as others' tempests gust through, colleagues' venomous critique searing your peace, families' endless demands draining your core, social feeds flooding toxicity into your sanctuary. You shrink, accommodating people-pleasing until your light dims to ember, resentment smoldering beneath exhaustion's ash. Anxiety swells not from your storms alone but from absorbed chaos you never invited. What if firm, loving lines could encircle your flame, repelling intruders while nurturing your glow? Not walls of ice but shields of sovereignty, sacred no's birthing profound yeses to self. Feel the surge now, this chapter forges your fortress. Rise. Protection is power. Anxiety amplifies when porous boundaries dissolve your essence into others' whirlwinds, leaving no refuge for renewal. This chapter's unyielding truth. Boundaries are your energetic armor, deliberate demarcations preserving inner sanctity amid external gales. Say no with grace. I cherish our time, yet evenings are mine for rest. Reclaiming hours, shielding spirit. Limit inputs. News cycles capped at dawn, draining ties distance kindly. This fosters psychological safety. As attachment theory reveals, secure self-containment quiets hypervigilance. Brainwise, it bolsters the insula's discernment, filtering threats pre-amygdala flare. Spiritually, it's holy ground. Moses' burning bush demanded remove your sandals. Your soul demands similar reverence. Erect them now. Brick by breath. Audit, leaks. Who depletes? What habits erode? Script responses, that conversation stirs unrest. Let's pivot. Tech fences, app limits post 8 p.m. Notifications silenced Sundays. Physical realms too, door closed for focus hours. Do not disturb its banner. Enforce without apology. Practice in mirror, eyes firm, voice even. My capacity is precious, this serves neither. Feel the liberation, space expands, creativity kindles, anxiety's volume drops as your realm reclaims sovereignty. Behold Liam, graphic designer whose talent bled dry by yes to every revision, every midnight Slack ping from relentless clients. Weekends vanished into quick fixes, relationships fractured, inspiration starved, vision blurring at desk one dawn. He drew lines, deliverables by 5 p.m. weekdays, off hours for recharge. First, no met pushback, but it's urgent. Yet he held urgent to you, unsustainable for me. Let's schedule Tuesday. Projects sharpened, clients respected boundaries, valuing quality over frenzy. Studio time bloomed. A solo exhibit launched his name. Boundaries didn't isolate, they ignited his essence. Unfold the layers of this guardianship. Without them, mirror neurons over-empathize, absorbing collective angst. Workplace dramas become yours, friends' crises, your crisis. Boundaries recalibrate, compassion flows outward from fullness, not depletion. Evolutionary edge. Tribal roles thrived with role clarity. Yours carves modern niche. Mystics withdrew to caves for divine converse. You withdraw to inner chapel. Daily drills, calendar blocks for solitude. No scripts for please, nor a bounded pitch prep. No calls pre-noon. Vision demands focus. Elena shielded shifts. Post-handover, my reflection time. Kai coded with deep work pods, bugs fleeing, envision infusion across spheres, parenting, bedtime stories, yes, homework, battles no, your growth, your lead, partnerships, vulnerable shares welcome, problem-solving post-rest, self, scroll limit 20 minutes, presence first, Liam layered, gratitude for reclaimed canvas hours, movement in bounded studio stretches, Marcus designed within client windows, towers innovated, Thomas sensed home turf, door locked, senses mine, Sarah taught bounded, afterbell my unwind students thrive on modeled self-care, meditate on the divine design, boundaries echo creation's firmaments separating waters, birthing order from void, neuroplastic shifts cement, boundary keepers show 40% less burnout per occupational health data, relations deepen authentically, indigenous circles honor personal space. Your circle honors soul space. Empowered no begets magnetic. Yes, opportunities gravitate to the whole. Fortress risen, flame steady bright. Yet vision amplifies, inner horizons call for vivid dreaming, boundaries secured, imagination's calm vista unfolds ahead. Gaze inward with me. Chapter 10. Visualize the calm horizon. Storm clouds gather on your inner horizon, dark and roiling, lightning forking through visions of collapse, job lost, love fractured, health crumbling, while you stand paralyzed on a crumbling cliff, wind howling your name in mockery. The future looms monstrous, every gust of fresh terror, pulling you toward the abyss as your mind paints apocalypse in vivid strokes. But close your eyes now. What if you could summon a rival vista, serene and vast, where those clouds dissolve into azure expanse, your feet planted firm on sun-warmed sand, not fantasy, but forge, a mental sanctuary you build brick by breath, repelling dread with deliberate dreaming. This moment beckon, step into the light with me. Your calm horizon rises. Anxiety's tyranny rules through uncontrolled imagination, projecting catastrophes that rarely arrive, exhausting you in advance. This chapter's visionary core, guided visualization crafting an indelible scene of unshakable peace, rehearsing resilience until it becomes reflex. Eyes closed, populate it richly. Sights, sounds, textures, scents. immersing fully to etch neural blueprints of tranquility. Mirror neuron research unveils the magic. Vivid mental imagery activates the same motor cortex as real action, preconditioning calm responses. Elite performers, athletes, surgeons live it. You claim it for Soul's arena. Spiritually, its genesis reenacted. Envision the good, speak its substance, watch creation comply. Enter the practice, guided step by breath. Settle comfortable. Inhale deep, exhale slow. Picture a boundless beach at golden hour. Waves whisper rhythmic against shore, foam tracing lace on wet sand. Feel grains shift warm beneath bare toes, gritty yet yielding. Hear gulls' distant cry, ocean's endless hush, a symphony soothing frayed nerves. Smell salt sharp on breeze, mingled with sun-baked kelp. See horizon merge sea and sky, infinite blue erasing edges. Now anxiety arises, a dark cloud scudding near. Watch impassive. It drifts, thins, evaporates in solar blaze. Breathe its passage. Linger 10 minutes nightly, scripting variations, forest glade, mountain peak, fireside hush. Awake embodying that horizon's steadiness. Witness Sophia, artist whose canvases stalled amid gallery rejections, mind churning never enough into barren white. Night spun worst cases, obscurity eternal, talent fraud. Studio mentor urged visualization. Paint your triumph first within. Skeptical, she closed eyes post-brush. Sunlit studio, walls alive with sold works, patrons murmuring awe. Her hands steady and flow, felt paint's slick glide, champagne's effervescence, pride's warm swell. Daily dawn rehearsals. First show, sales flowed, confidence mirrored, inner scene. Rejections recast as redirections, output tripled. Visualization didn't manifest overnight, it armored her against doubt's siege. Penetrate its profound wiring. The brain distinguishes scant between visualized and lived. Occipital lobe fires identically. Basal ganglia grooves habits. Harvard Visualization Protocols / Performance Anxiety 35%, forging prefrontal poise over panic. Ancient yogis visualized chakras blooming. Shamans journeyed inner landscapes for healing. Customize yours. Urban park for city dwellers. Benchwood smooth, leaf rustle, distant laughter. Ocean for wanderers. Layer legacy tools. Liam bounded time for beach visions. Flame unassailable. Mere gratitude infused hers. Waves washing grief clean. Horizon holding husband's smile. Kai coded calm coves amid algorithms. Infuse daily seamlessly. Morning, 5-minute horizon before coffee, priming poise. Crisis crest, mini vision. 3 breaths. Cloud watching peace. Pre-sleep. Extended sail into Serenity. Nora visualized investor nods on her beach. Pitches magnetic. Elena nursed envisioning ward as tranquil shore. Patience waves gently tended. Marcus architected towers on sandy blueprints. Thomas sensed vet calm horizon. Flashbacks fading to surf song. Sarah taught horizons between classes. Classroom chaos to coastal clarity. Contemplate the cosmic craft. Visualization aligns you with creation's blueprint. Thoughts as seeds, watered by will, harvesting reality. Kabbalah maps it. Mental palaces house divine light. Neurotheology lights prayers parallels. Transcendence via inner sight. Felt habitually, it cascades. Resilience surges. Synchronicity spark. Anxiety starves for lack of fuel. Sophia's studio became her horizon manifest. Yours will embody horizon etched, luminous within. Connection's vast tapestry beckons beyond self. With calm vividly yours, greater belonging calls. Journey onward together. Chapter 11. Connect to something greater. Isolation grips you like icy chains in a vast, echoing void. Anxiety inflating your struggles to cosmic scale. Every setback a personal apocalypse. Every doubt an eternal verdict. As if you're the lone wanderer adrift on an indifferent sea. The world contracts to your frantic heartbeat. Others distant specks, leaving you small, exposed, battling phantoms alone. But lift your gaze now. Stars pierce the night. Ancient fires reminding you of boundless belonging. A stranger's smile bridges souls. The wind's whisper carries universal rhythm. What if connection, not to self alone, but to life's grand weave, could dissolve that suffocating bubble, anxiety shrinking to mere ripple? This instant pulses with invitation. Reach out with me, the greater tapestry unfolds you. Anxiety thrives in disconnection's echo chamber, ego ballooning personal woes into insurmountable fortresses. This chapter's expansive truth forge bonds beyond the solitary eye to kin, creatures, cosmos, activating oxytocin cascades that mute fear's solo dirge, share burdens aloud with a confidant, vulnerability knitting trust, cradle a pet's warmth, mirror neurons sinking calm, contemplate night's vault, awe humbling the self to speck in splendor. Social neuroscience confirms belonging buffers cortisol 30%, ventral vagal tone soothing threat response. Mystically, it's the divine net. Every soul a thread in Indra's web, one touch vibrating all. Ignite it presently. Call a friend. Not small talk, but raw share. This weight presses, hearing you lightens. Feel reciprocity's balm. Or kneel to your dog, fingers in fur, eyes locked, silent pact of unwavering loyalty. Step outside, skyward stare, billions of years encoded in each pinpoint, your story woven therein. Nature's embrace, tree bark rough under palm, roots mirroring your hidden depths. Awe arises, perspective pivots, problems dwarfed, peace permeating. Daily, one outreach, one wonder gaze, one helping hand. Isolation fractures, connection mends. Enlivened through Raphael, software engineer whose remote codex became a hermit's cell. Deadlines devouring days, loneliness festering into panic spirals. Evenings stared at walls, convinced failure isolated him utterly. A park bench shifted it, weekly dog walk group. Golden retriever, Luna, leaning into his leg. Owners swapping tough debug tales. Words flowed, laughter cracked open. One evening, stargazing post-walk, Milky Way humbled his code crash. Dots in infinity, my bugs but dust. Anxiety halved, collaboration sparked. Promotion came communal. Connection didn't code. It contextualized chaos, unveil its intricate grace. Oxytocin from touch, human hug, pet nuzzle, dampens amygdala, elevates trust circuits, awes vastness per UC Berkeley studies, shrinks self-focus, slashing rumination 20%. Evolutionary genius. Tribes survived, shared vigils, you thrive in micro-tribes. Sufi gatherings, world unity. Modern circles, echo. Vulnerable shares birth empathy loops. Acts of service flip victim to vessel. Layer luminously. Sophia visualized group horizons, then joined art collectives. Liam bounded time for coffee connects. Mia gratitude shared in widow walks, bonds blooming. Infuse life's cadence. Mornings. Text one soul thinking of you. Meals, dine with presence, no screens. Commutes, podcast, pauses for people watching poetry. Crisis, voice note to ally. Burden halved. Elena, nursed with patient eye locks, or in fragile breaths. Kai coded pair programmed, Bugs communal conquests. Nora pitched networked vulnerability viraling investment. Marcus designed community source towers collective dreams. Thomas sensed vet groups, scars shared as strengths. Sarah taught circles, students sparks mirroring hers. Mull the eternal weave. Connection echoes Trinity's relational dance, Buddhism's interbeing. One breath alters all. Neurospirituality scans prayer circles lighting unity nodes. Altruism extends lifespan per longevity data. Felt profoundly it magnetizes. Synchronicities surge. Resilience communal. Raphael's walks wove lifelong kin. Yours tapestry grander. Threads entwined now. Vastness embraced. Yet mastery seals in rituals forge. Connections glow illuminating. Daily renewal rituals crown the path ahead. Chapter 12. The daily ritual of renewal. Dawn breaks, but your mind stirs the embers of yesterday's unrest. A faint echo of tension uncoiling in your chest, ready to blaze anew unless tended with intention. You've gathered tools like a blacksmith's forge, yet without daily fire they rust unused, anxiety reclaiming ground inch by quiet inch. Picture now a sacred rhythm woven through your hours, simple acts stacking into an unbreakable citadel, transforming sporadic calm into constant clarity. This isn't the end. It's the forge where all prior chapters temper into lifelong mastery. You've journeyed far, now claim the crown. Rise with me into renewal's embrace. Your ritual begins today. Mastery of the anxious mind crystallizes, not in epiphanies, but in ritual's quiet forge, deliberate, daily sequences, etching calm into neural bedrock, turning effort into effortless grace. This final chapter unveils your personalized renewal cycle, morning anchor, midday reset, evening release, tracked with gentle celebration. No rigid dogma, adapt to your pulse. 5 minutes morning breath, into awareness, naming one shadow softly, midday sense plunge amid frenzy, rewriting one script aloud, twilight movement paired with gratitude's 3 blooms, boundaries affirmed, nightly journal, burn worries, symbolically, visualize horizon's peace, connect via one outreach, consistency compounds, neuroplasticity forges habits in 66 days per UCL studies, anxiety baselines dropping 50% as prefrontal command strengthens over limbic whim. Ignite your morning forge first. Alarm whispers, not shrieks. Roll to sit, feet grounding earth. 5 box breaths, inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 6, anchoring storm witness. Scan body, name tensions precisely. Rewrite with I meet this with readiness. Gratitude seeds 3. Coffee's steam curling like promise. Windows light gilding ordinary. Breath's faithful tide. 5 minutes total, yet it primes ventral vagal tone. Oxytocin priming connections flow. Journal it. Today's anchors set. Feel sovereignty dawn. Day's gales met from center. Not caught unawares. Midday demands the reset ritual. Frenzies counter. Lunch break or desk gap. Full 5 4 3 2 1 senses. Pausing 5 counts between bites or tasks. Movement burst, arm shakes. Seated twists. Discharging noon slump. Quick visualization. Horizon beach. Anxiety cloud. Drifting harmless. One boundary check. What drains? Know now. Takes 3 minutes. Yet severs momentum spirals as habit trackers show micro resets sustain focus. 40% longer. Cortisol midday peaks blunted. Evening weaves releases tapestry. Post-dinner stride or sway, shaking day's residue. Gratitude deepens. 3 vivid specifics. Colleagues nod piercing isolation. Sunset's fleeting gold, body's endurance through hours, shadows named on paper. Fear of tomorrow's call, then burned or torn. Smoke carrying burden skyward. Connect. Text ally, grateful for your light. Or pet's nuzzle. Bedside horizon, 10 breaths into serene vista, scripting tomorrow's calm unfolds. Sleep descends swaddled in ritual's arms. Track and celebrate to seal the forge. Simple ledger, daily checkmarks, weekly reflections. Pause saved argument, gratitude sparked joy. Wins noted, senses yanked me from spiral. Monthly review, patterns praised, tweaks tendered. Raphael logged walks to codes. Output soared, science sings. Ritual trackers boost adherence. 80%. Dopamine from streaks fueling persistence. Spiritually, it's covenant renewed. Daily manna gathering, Sabbath woven weekly. Layer all luminously. Lena gardened mornings with breath gratitude. Javier paused into firefighter stretches. Sarah sensed classes, scripted lessons. Nora bounded pitches with horizon visions. Kai moved code breaks gratefully. Liam connected design circles. Mia visualized widow walks. Thomas connected vet, or under stars. Sophia painted ritual canvases. Marcus architected bounded blueprints. Elena nursed evening releases. Their lives symphonized, storms mere weather, not wreckers. Envision your year ahead. Rituals rippling, relationships magnetized by presence, careers catalyzed by poise, health blooming somatic ease. Longitudinal data from wellness cohorts affirms integrated practitioners, halve anxiety relapses, life satisfaction doubling. Mystically, ritual mirrors cosmic cycles, lunar wax wane, seasons turn, aligning microcosm to macro dance. Felt habitually, it births effortless mastery. Anxiety signals, not sovereigns. This cycle pulses yours now. Forge, hammered, true. You've not just learned. You've become the quiet master.